What's wrong? That day, my 10-year-old daughter had cooked to celebrate my birthday. The meatloaf she made looked delicious. However, after eating it, my husband suddenly started suffering and collapsed with foam coming out of his mouth. As I hurried to try to call an ambulance, my daughter said,
"Stop. I did this to Dad."
Those shocking words froze me. What on earth is happening? After this, a series of surprising truths were revealed, making it a birthday I would never forget. My name is Kingsley, 45 years old. I quit my job when I got married and have been a housewife ever since. My husband, Andrew, who is 2 years older than me, works in sales at a large company and is known for his top performance. I met Andrew through a mutual friend, Caroline, who has been my best friend since college. Andrew and Caroline were colleagues at the same company, and the three of us started meeting together. Eventually, Andrew and I began dating and got married. Even after our marriage, we continued to have a close relationship with Caroline, who, being very dedicated to her work, remained single, saying she had no interest in marriage. We have a daughter named Alice. She was a bright child who learned words faster than others and could remember the names of things after being taught just once. Alice showed a strong interest in cooking and, by the age of 3, was already holding a knife and standing in the kitchen with me. On weekends, the three of us enjoyed meals made by Alice. However, our happy daily life began to change when Alice turned 10. Andrew's work suddenly became very busy, and he started coming home late every day, no longer having meals at home. He used to always eat at home no matter how late he came back. What's going on? Moreover, from that time, Andrew's attitude clearly became colder. Even when he was at home, he would just look at his phone screen, and when we talked to him, his expression would immediately darken, showing an annoyed attitude. Alice couldn't help but notice this.
"Hey Mom, is Dad tired from work lately? He always has a scary face."
I'm sorry, Alice. It seems like he is very busy every day. You must be lonely not being able to play with him. Seeing Alice's sad expression as she looked down, I thought I couldn't let this continue and decided to talk to Andrew. That day, Andrew came home late again and didn't get to see Alice. After changing his clothes, he lay down on the sofa and started fiddling with his phone. Seeing him smile at the screen, I thought, maybe he's in a good mood now, and walked over to him. Thank you for working so hard until late every day. I understand that you're very busy lately, but could you make a little more time for the family?
What? Are you complaining to me? Who is working so hard every day until I'm exhausted?
His smile disappeared, and he responded in a strong tone, frowning. I instinctively braced myself. I can endure it, but isn't it unfair to Alice?
I want to be with Alice if I have time too. But it's work, so there's nothing I can do. Do you even know who we owe this good life to?
Fearing that Alice might hear Andrew's loud voice, I gave up on discussing it that day. However, Andrew's work only got busier, and he started saying he had to work on weekends too, leaving the house even on holidays. He never had to work on weekends before. Could it be? Recalling Andrew's recent behavior, I couldn't help but suspect he was having an affair, so I consulted my friend Caroline. However, she laughed it off, saying I was overthinking it, and I convinced myself that Andrew would never do such a thing. Still, my anxiety didn't go away as Andrew continued to be absent from home. Seeing my distress, one day Alice suggested we cook together. Alice had inherited an old laptop that Andrew used for work and enjoyed looking up recipes on it. You're worried because I'm not feeling well, right? Thank you, Alice.
Mom, you always say that we should eat something delicious when we're feeling down.
I felt guilty for making Alice worry and decided to have fun cooking and eating together. There's no point in moping around. I need to fix my relationship with Andrew for Alice's sake. I resolved to do so, but Andrew's busyness didn't ease up. Then, something happened that added to my already troubled mind. One day, Alice's teacher called, saying,
I'm worried because Alice has been forgetting her homework and other things lately.
Alice, who was usually very responsible, always did her homework and prepared her things for the next day without being told. Come to think of it, Alice has been acting strange lately. I wonder if something happened at school. Around this time, Alice, who used to love cooking, started spending more time alone in her room. You seem down. Are you okay?
Yeah. I just had a little fight with a friend. Don't worry, Mom.
Alice didn't want to talk about it any further, so I had no choice but to leave her be. Still, it's better than not being able to talk at all. But when we had meals with Andrew, she would quickly eat and return to her room without saying a word. Hey, don't you think Alice has been acting strange lately?
That's normal for girls her age. It's just a phase, nothing to worry about.
Unlike my anxiety, Andrew seemed indifferent, which frustrated me. Then one day, out of the blue, Andrew suggested having a birthday party for me. He's so carefree, even though Alice is still down. I was annoyed, but I thought it might cheer Alice up, so I agreed. A few days before the party, Andrew, who had come home early for a change, suggested to Alice that she cook something for me on the day of the party. At first, Alice was reluctant, but she eventually agreed, saying,
If it's for Mom.
On the day of the party, Alice decided to make meatloaf, a dish she had learned in her school class. It was my favorite dish.
Today is Kingsley's special day, so just sit back and relax,
Andrew said, unusually taking charge in the kitchen and starting to cook with Alice. Soon, Caroline, whom we had invited, also arrived.
Happy birthday, Kingsley! Thank you for inviting me today.
Why so formal? It's only natural to invite the best friend to your birthday. Her arrival brightened the atmosphere, and I felt relieved. The meal was finally ready, and the birthday party began.
I'm starving. But the guest of honor should go first. Here you go,
Andrew said. It's embarrassing when you say it like that. Well, I'll take you up on your offer. It looks delicious. Just as I was about to start with the salad, Andrew raised his voice.
Hey, you have to start with the meatloaf. Alice made it especially for you.
Oh, you're right. I'll start with this then. As soon as Andrew saw me take a bite of the meatloaf, he began eating as well.
This is delicious. As expected from our talented cook, Alice. Ugh! Ugh!
Suddenly, Andrew collapsed, foaming at the mouth. Andrew! Are you okay? I hurriedly grabbed my phone to call an ambulance when Alice shouted.
Stop. Don't call an ambulance. I did this to Dad.
For a moment, I couldn't understand what was happening and could only stare at Alice. What? What do you mean, Alice? What are you saying? Alice remained silent, looking down, as if she couldn't hear my panicked voice. At that moment, Andrew began groaning in pain again. Hearing this, Caroline, in tears, called for an ambulance. I accompanied Andrew to the hospital, unable to comprehend the situation. Thanks to the quick medical response, Andrew's life was saved. But the doctor's words sent chills down my spine. They suspected that Andrew's symptoms were due to an overdose of medication. When asked if I had any idea what could have caused it, I could only shake my head. In the end, the cause remained unknown. Wait a minute. Could it be what Alice said? The words I did this kept echoing in my mind, filling me with dreadful thoughts. Once Andrew was stable, I returned home alone and cautiously asked Alice, who had been waiting at home, about the truth. The shocking revelation from Alice felt like a hammer blow to my head. Determined to uncover the truth, I decided to take action. 2 weeks later, Andrew was discharged from the hospital. To celebrate his recovery and make up for the interrupted birthday party, I suggested we have another party. However, Andrew seemed reluctant and made a sour face. I managed to persuade him and invited Caroline as well, deciding to hold the party at our house. Since I had to prepare the food, I asked Caroline to pick up Andrew from the hospital. When Andrew came home, he was quiet at first but gradually seemed to regain his spirits.
Ah, there's no place like home. Where's Alice? Alice!
Andrew called out. She's been staying at my parents' house since that day. She hasn't been herself lately, so I thought a change of scenery might help her feel better. Andrew looked disappointed to hear that Alice wasn't home, but his mood improved as he saw the feast being laid out. Even though Alice isn't here, let's celebrate with the three of us. I'll bring out the main dish now.
Kingsley, you seem more enthusiastic than usual.
Andrew remarked. I brought out the freshly cooked dish, still steaming, and placed it in front of them. Andrew and Caroline, who had been chatting happily, exchanged glances and frowned.
This is meatloaf, isn't it?
Andrew said.
Why is this the main dish?
Caroline added. Ignoring their reactions, I sat down and said, If I remember correctly, this is your favorite dish, right? Don't be shy, dig in. Go ahead. Seeing them hesitate, I smiled faintly. What's wrong? Is there a reason you don't want to eat? Looking startled, they cautiously took small bites.
Kingsley's meatloaf is always delicious.
Andrew said.
Really? You've always been a great cook.
Caroline added. Trying not to laugh at their awkward smiles, I began eating as well. Yes, I did a good job. Ugh, ugh.
Hey! Are you okay? Could it be that there's poison in it again?
Andrew shouted, panicking as he saw me clutching my throat. He didn't seem to realize he had just made a slip of the tongue. I stopped pretending to be in pain and said, "Just kidding."
What? That's not funny. There are things you can joke about and things you can't.
Andrew snapped.
Andrew's right. You're such a nasty woman.
Caroline chimed in. As they both attacked me in unison, I spoke in a voice as cold as ice. "What did you just say? Poison again? What do you mean by that?"
Well, that is...
Andrew stammered, finally realizing he had let something slip. "Do you remember what Alice said that day? I did it to Dad. I asked her what she meant by that."
What did she say?
Andrew asked, visibly shaken, with sweat starting to form on his forehead. "She said she saw you put something in my meatloaf. That's why she switched your plate with mine."
It wasn't me. I don't know anything about it.
Andrew desperately tried to deny it, and I was utterly disgusted.
That's right. Andrew would never do such a thing. It's crazy to take a child's words seriously.
Caroline added. "Isn't it crazier to have an affair with your best friend's husband?" I retorted. Caroline looked momentarily shocked. Then her eyes darted around nervously.
What? What are you talking about all of a sudden? I don't understand. Kingsley, what's gotten into you? There's no way something like that could happen between me and her.
Andrew said, trying to deflect. I glared at them and pulled out my phone, opening the screen. "These are the messages that were sent to the laptop you gave Alice." The messages were proof of Andrew and Caroline's affair. "You forgot that you had set your phone's emails to also be sent to the laptop, and you let Alice use it."
Oh. So Alice saw them?
Andrew exclaimed. "Yes. She accidentally found out and didn't know whether to tell me, which is why she was acting strange at school." Andrew muttered.
I see.
And then smirked.
Well, if it's all out in the open, there's nothing I can do. It just so happens that my affair partner was your friend.
Even knowing that Alice had discovered the affair, Andrew showed no remorse. "She's not just a friend. She's my best friend. Do you have any idea how it feels to be betrayed by someone you trusted? I will never forgive you too." As I seethed with anger, Caroline chuckled.
Oh, I've never thought of you as my best friend. Even I wouldn't stoop so low as to go after my best friend's husband.
"Of course not. A real friend wouldn't plan to kill me," I said, taking a deep breath to calm myself.
What are you talking about?
Caroline asked. "I borrowed Alice's laptop and found evidence that you two planned to poison me on my birthday."
What? But what would we gain from that?
Caroline asked. "Insurance money," I replied. Andrew and Caroline looked shocked, clearly not expecting me to know that much. However, Andrew quickly returned to his usual self.
What you said is true. But I'm the one who actually ate the drugged meatloaf and almost died. Just planning it shouldn't be a big deal, right?
Andrew said.
That's right. We didn't actually do anything. Too bad for you.
Caroline added. Seeing their smug faces, I felt laughter bubbling up past my disappointment, but I held it back. Since you seem unaware, let me inform you. Even if it was just an attempt, planning it is still a serious crime. Too bad for you.
What? No way.
Andrew exclaimed, clearly shaken by this new information. Of course, I recorded this entire conversation. Your confession is all there, so it's as good as a signed confession. As I laid out the harsh reality, Andrew suddenly spoke up.
Kingsley, I was just manipulated by Caroline. I'll break up with her right now. Let's start over.
How could you? Trying to save yourself. You're the one who suggested going after Kingsley's insurance money.
Caroline retorted.
Don't lie. You were the one who planned it.
Andrew shot back. Watching them blame each other, I was utterly disgusted and just stood there silently. I will divorce you, Andrew. And I will demand alimony. So be prepared.
Not only will I be arrested, but I'll also lose money.
Andrew muttered, looking as if the world had ended. Caroline, smirking, watched him with amusement. And you won't be laughing either. You'll pay alimony too. After all, I'm a nasty woman, right?
Why did it come to this? My life is over.
Caroline cried, collapsing and sobbing, but I felt nothing. I told you, I will never forgive you too. Enjoy your time together in prison. Seeing their stunned faces, I felt a sense of relief. The evidence I submitted was crucial, and Andrew and Caroline were arrested for their crimes. My divorce from Andrew was finalized, and I demanded $50,000 in alimony and $120,000 in child support. Andrew paid it all in a lump sum by selling his savings and the apartment we lived in. I also demanded $30,000 in alimony from Caroline, who initially resisted but paid up once a lawyer got involved. I decided to move back to my parents' house with Alice. At first, Alice was still down, but she soon returned to her usual self, and we started cooking together in the kitchen. Alice, who now dreams of becoming a chef, is growing up so fast, and I look forward to seeing her future.
How did you like this story? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.